There's one man in particular who keeps popping up as we learn more about ties between the Russian government and the Trump White House. That's Russia's ambassador to the U.S., Sergei Kislyak. He's met with several Trump aides, and on its own, that's not strange for a diplomat like Kislyak. What is strange, the things Trump's team has said about these meetings that turned out to not be true. For example,
I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians.
Actually, Attorney General Jeff Sessions did meet with Kislyak at least twice while working with Trump's campaign. And now the former FBI director is hinting there may be even more to the story with Sessions.
We also were aware of facts that I can't discuss in an open setting that would make his continued engagement in a Russia-related investigation problematic.
Then there's Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn. Just 24 days on the job, Flynn was fired over misrepresenting his conversation with Kislyak. He told Vice President Mike Pence and others a phone chat with the ambassador in December was simply a holiday greeting. Turns out they were really talking about sanctions. Sanctions Russia really wants to get rid of.
We see the United States taking unfriendly, and I'm trying to be polite, unfriendly steps towards Russia, including sanctions.
We also spoke with two former advisors with the Trump campaign over email, both of whom say they met with Kislyak. Asked about his meetings with Russian officials, Carter Page blasted most reporting of U.S. media and referred us to Russian news outlets. Trump campaign advisor J.D. Gordon also met with Kislyak and said that part was routine, but, quote, the problem was a blanket denial from some folks in the campaign that interactions with Russians took place at all. And then there's the president's son-in-law and trusted advisor, Jared Kushner. Kushner reportedly met with Kislyak at Trump Tower in December and asked the Russian ambassador about opening a secret channel to directly communicate with Russia. And Kislyak was actually present at Trump's first big foreign policy speech as a candidate at a Washington, D.C. hotel and hosted by a think tank known to advocate pro-Russian views.
Some say the Russians won't be reasonable. I intend to find out.
And of course, there was one especially high-profile meeting between Trump and Kislyak, but you probably heard of that one.
Russia's ambassador to the United States were welcomed at the White House today. The pictures of that meeting provided by a Russian media photographer. The U.S. media wasn't allowed to attend.
It's about the meeting the president had last week with top Russian officials in the Oval Office, where he shared classified information that came from a key U.S. ally.
But with the FBI and several committees in Congress investigating ties to Kislyak and other Russian officials, there's a lot more to learn.